In the past, Sigma as a company garnered rather polarizing opinions. They had plenty of fans, but a lot of unhappy users as well. With the first lens and a lineup of completely revamped optics, Sigma had a lot to prove with their new 35mm f1.4 lens, and despite some minor imperfections, I'm happy to say that it is one of the best lenses I have ever had the pleasure of shooting. From the beautiful brushed metal to the rubber of the focus ring, to the sheen of the lens hood, this lens just looks stunning. It's how a high-end lens should look, and Sigma has set a new standard for aesthetic appeal. Little things were taken very seriously, and the details are just amazing. Now, I'm going to go into Photoshop so I can show you some of the details, and so you can really get a good idea of how sharp this lens is. So you can come in here and you can see just the great level of detail that is here. It is beautiful, and if we go to this image, you can see that I was focused just on the stamens of this flower, and I'm not close to this thing. If we back out a little bit, you can see where I took this shot from, and so that just kind of shows you how accurate the focusing is, and just how tack sharp it can be. Now, this lens is not without its faults. It does have some issues with chromatic aberration, and you can see it, I mean, just a little bit here. You can see some green fringing on the edges of the eyelashes, and it's not perfect. There's just some slight flaws with it. Now, in an image like this, you're not going to see that problem just because you're going to be so zoomed out. Even if you printed that out, it wouldn't be a problem. But for those of you who are sticklers for details and you want to come into 100%, you might find some chromatic aberration, but it's by no means a big deal. For those of you looking for a dedicated video lens, I can't say that this is a lens that you should be looking for. Yes, it takes great video, but it's lacking in some features that video shooters are going to want, like optical stabilization. In talking to Sigma, optical stabilization was something they were never planning to have in this lens because it was designed to be a still shooter's lens. It's part of their art line. So even though it takes great video, you could definitely toss it on your camera and use it for video. I would just say that not to expect it to be that great #1 video lens that you can go to. Minor quibbles aside, this is by far the sharpest autofocus prime lens that I've ever shot with. It's fast, accurate, razor sharp, and most impressively cost effective. At $900, it comes in several $100s cheaper than Canon or Nikon equivalents. It's nearly impossible to beat the Sigma in terms of performance, so why would I pay more for the Canon or Nikon brand? Fact is, you don't have to. For the full written review and everything photo and video, head over to fstoppers.com.